Welcome back everyone to Coins, the channel where we explore the rarest, most valuable, and most fascinating coins in history. Today's video is going to be an absolute treat for all coin collectors and history lovers out there, because we are diving deep into the world of one of the most talked about coins in American coinage, the legendary 1968 Lincoln penny, also known among collectors as one of the top Liberty coins in the Lincoln cent series. Now before you scroll away thinking it's just a 1-cent coin, hold on, because this tiny copper piece might be worth a fortune. Some of these rare 1968 pennies have been sold for incredible prices, even reaching up to hundreds of thousands of dollars, with certain unique varieties estimated around $787,979.99 depending on condition, mint mark, and rarity. So stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in your own change or coin collection that could make you a small fortune. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It became an instant classic, not only because it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait, but also because it represented a deep sense of American pride and history. Over the decades, the design has changed slightly, but the iconic profile of President Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, has remained one of the most recognized images in American coinage. Now, fast forward to 1968, a year filled with change, conflict, and progress in America. This was also the year when the U.S. Mint resumed placing mint marks on coins after removing them for a few years during the mid-1960s. So the 1968 penny became one of the first coins to once again proudly display where it was minted, either at Denver with a small D mint mark, at San Francisco with an S, or in Philadelphia with no mint mark at all. There are three main varieties of the 1968 Lincoln penny: the 1968 no mint mark, Philadelphia, penny; the 1968 D, Denver, penny; the 1968 S, San Francisco proof and business strike, penny. Each of these carries a different story and value, but the one that has captured the most attention from collectors is the 1968 S-proof coin and the rare 1968 double die coins, especially those showing doubling on the word Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date 1968 itself. These doubling errors were caused when the die, the tool used to strike the coin, imprinted the design slightly off-center multiple times, creating a distinctive and valuable doubling effect. When you look closely under a magnifying glass, the doubled letters on the word Liberty are a clear sign you might have something special. Some examples with strong doubling have been auctioned for tens of thousands of dollars. If your 1968 penny has a deep, sharp strike with no scratches or discoloration and shows doubling, you could be holding one of the most valuable 1-cent coins ever minted. Now, let's talk about materials and minting details. The 1968 Lincoln penny was made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing about 3.11 grams. It's a small, simple coin but with massive collector interest. The reverse still featured the famous Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, showing a tiny image of Lincoln's statue inside the memorial, a design element that many people overlook. Over the years, many 1968 pennies have entered circulation, but very few survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint were specially struck for collectors, using polished dies and planchets to give them that mirror-like shine and deep cameo contrast. Those are the coins that often sell for big money today, sometimes hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on grade. Speaking of grading, this is one of the most important factors in determining a coin's value. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC rate coins on a scale from 1 to 70. A 1968 penny graded MS-60 might sell for a few dollars, while an MS-67 or MS-68 red example can reach thousands. But if your coin has a recognized error, like a double die obverse, off-center strike, or repunched mint mark, then you're entering the world of high-value collectibles where prices skyrocket. Now let's get into the current market values. In 2025, collectors have shown renewed interest in the 1968 pennies because of new error discoveries and online coin auctions. Average circulated 1968 pennies are still worth just a cent, maybe two. But uncirculated 1968 D or 1968 pennies can fetch anywhere from $15 to $300 depending on color and luster. Proof versions from the San Francisco Mint can go for $50 to over $1,000, especially with cameo contrast. And those rare double die varieties? That's where the magic happens. Record sales have reached well beyond $25,000, and for the finest known examples, estimates exceed $787,979.99 in private sales and auctions. The beauty of coin collecting is that treasures can hide in plain sight. That penny sitting in your drawer or jar might be worth a small fortune if it has the right details. Always check for doubling on the letters, clean rims, and bold details. Avoid cleaning your coins, as that can actually reduce their value. Instead, store them in protective holders or coin flips and have them graded by a professional if you believe they might be rare. The 1968 Lincoln penny tells a story, not just of metal and minting, but of American history, the evolution of currency, and the art of coin design. It reminds us that even something as ordinary as a penny can become a piece of history worth thousands. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced collector, learning the stories behind these coins can turn your hobby into a passion, or even a source of income. So next time you come across an old penny, take a closer look. It might be more than change, it might be change for your life. Thanks for watching Coins, where we bring you closer to the history and hidden value of every coin that's ever crossed your hands. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1968 Lincoln Top Liberty coin, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more amazing coin facts, and share it with your friends who love collecting. Your next treasure might just be 1 cent away. Stay tuned for more incredible discoveries, and remember, every coin tells a story, and here on Coins, we make sure that story shines. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious and valuable coins in American history, the 1982 Lincoln penny, a coin that looks ordinary to most people, but to collectors, it's a symbol of hidden fortune and fascinating history. The Lincoln cent has been part of American pockets for more than a century, starting way back in 1909 when it was first minted to honor President Abraham Lincoln. But the 1982 penny stands out for one very special reason: it was the year of change. Literally. In 1982, the U.S. Mint changed the composition of the penny from 95% copper and 5% zinc to a lighter metal made mostly of zinc coated with copper. This change was made because copper prices had gone up so high that it cost more than a cent just to make a cent. Now, here's where it gets interesting. During that transition year, both types of coins, the copper and the zinc versions, were struck at the mint. That means there are multiple varieties of the 1982 penny, and some of them are extremely rare. And among them, the 1982 small date copper penny has become one of the most legendary and valuable coins ever discovered in circulation. The letter D under the date means it was minted in Denver, and in Denver that year, almost all coins were supposed to be made from the new zinc material. But somehow, a few were mistakenly struck using the old copper planchets, a minting error that created a true treasure. For decades, collectors have searched for these coins, and the confirmed ones are worth a fortune. Let's talk about the history and the market value that makes this coin so exciting. When the first confirmed 1982 copper penny was discovered, experts couldn't believe it. Tests showed that it weighed 3.1 grams, instead of the 2.5 grams of zinc cents. That's how you can check it yourself. If you find a 1982 penny and it weighs about 3.1 grams, you might just be holding one of the rarest pennies in history. Collectors have placed these coins at auction for tens of thousands of dollars, and in perfect condition. Some estimates suggest they could reach upwards of $787,979.80. Yes, nearly $800,000 for a 1-cent coin. That's the magic of the coin world. What looks like a simple cent could actually be a collector's dream come true. Now let's go deeper into what makes the top Liberty coin from 1982 so unique. On many of these pennies, you'll notice the Liberty lettering near the left side of Lincoln's portrait. On rare examples, the way Liberty is struck, the clarity, spacing, and font style can help identify whether it's a small date or large date variety, and that plays a huge role in the value. The small date variety is the one you want to look out for. The top Liberty coins have that crisp strike, clean edges, and that shiny copper glow that only the early 1980s coins possess. But beyond the metal, what gives this penny its soul is its history. Imagine the year 1982, Ronald Reagan was president, the economy was shifting, technology was starting to boom, and the US Mint was modernizing its operations. During this big change, mistakes happened, and those mistakes became masterpieces for collectors today. Every coin tells a story, and the 1982 Lincoln penny tells the story of transition, change, and the unexpected treasures that history can leave behind. Millions of pennies were made that year, but only a few hold the true copper heart that collectors crave. That's what makes this coin so special. It's not just metal, it's history, value, and mystery all packed into one little circle of copper. If you have an old coin collection at home, or even just a jar of pennies sitting in your drawer, it's time to take a closer look. Because who knows, your next coin could be a top Liberty coin, a hidden 1982 copper penny worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Here's how you can check your coins. Grab a digital scale and weigh your 1982 penny. If it shows around 3.1 grams, congratulations, you might have something truly rare. The normal zinc pennies will weigh around 2.5 grams. Then look closely at the date. Is it a small date or large date? The small date versions have a softer curve in the number 2 and a lower height in the 8. These small details are the key that separates an ordinary coin from a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. Over the years, the coin market has exploded for Lincoln cents. Collectors from all around the world now hunt for every possible variety. The 1909 VDB, the 1914 D, the 1922 No D, the 1955 Double Die, and now, the 1982 D small date copper penny joins that legendary list of the most valuable pennies ever found. In the current market, these coins are being talked about in forums, coin shows, and collector events. Every time a new example surfaces, it grabs headlines. Some have sold for over $18,000 in verified auctions, while uncirculated examples are expected to fetch six-figure prices if authenticated by top-grading services like PCGS or NGC. Collectors call it the top Liberty coin because of how bold and clean the word Liberty looks on some of the finest strikes, representing freedom, history, and wealth all in one. Every time you hold one, it's like holding a piece of America's story. So next time you find a penny from 1982, don't just toss it aside. Check it, weigh it, inspect it carefully. You could be looking at one of the rarest modern coins ever made, a small copper miracle worth thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And remember, at Coins, we bring you not just the facts, but the stories behind the metal. Coins are not just currency, they're windows into history, art, and craftsmanship. If you enjoyed learning about the top Liberty 1982 Lincoln penny, make sure you like this video, subscribe to Coins, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next story of rare treasures and hidden riches. Drop a comment below if you've checked your pennies. Maybe you've got a secret gem waiting to be discovered. Thank you for watching Coins, where every coin counts, and every collector's dream can turn into reality. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and keep your eyes open, because history might just be hiding in your pocket. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about modern Lincoln pennies, the 1988 Lincoln cent, a coin that looks ordinary at first glance but can secretly be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its variety, condition, and minting errors. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the incredible story, the history, and the current market value of the 1988 top Liberty coin, a true modern marvel in U.S. numismatics. The story of this coin begins with the humble Lincoln cent, a coin first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny became one of the most iconic coins in American history. Over the years, the design changed slightly, but the heart of it, Lincoln's proud profile, remained the same. Fast forward to 1988, a year of transition and preparation at the U.S. Mint, when something truly fascinating happened. In 1988, the U.S. Mint was preparing to change the reverse design of the Lincoln cent from the Lincoln Memorial to the Lincoln Bicentennial series that would later come. But during this period, some dies were accidentally mixed up. That's how the famous 1988 D Lincoln cent with 1989 reverse die came into existence. Collectors call it the 1988 D close AM variety, and it is one of the most sought-after modern penny errors in the market today. Now, what makes this coin so special? On most 1988 pennies, the letters A and M in America on the back are spaced slightly apart. That's called the wide AM variety. But on the rare 1988 D variety, the letters are almost touching, the close AM type, which should not have appeared until 1989. This tiny detail, invisible to most people, is what turns a simple 1-cent coin into a collectible treasure, but the surprises don't end there. Some 1988 D Lincoln cents also show a different style of mint mark and a sharper, more refined image of Lincoln. These subtle die characteristics link them to the early testing of new dies in Denver that year. When collectors found out, the numismatic world went wild. The discovery caused collectors to start rechecking old rolls, bags, and jars, hoping to find this rare coin hiding in plain sight. If you're wondering how much a 1988 D Lincoln penny could be worth today, well, that depends on several factors. Condition, rarity, and die variety are key. In circulated condition, an ordinary 1988 D penny might be worth just a cent or two. But a verified close AM variety, in uncirculated or high mint state, can sell for $500 to over $2,000, depending on its grading. In some rare cases, coins with exceptional sharpness and perfect preservation have been listed for as high as $7,879.97 in top auctions. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny, worth thousands of dollars. This is what makes the 1988 D Top Liberty coin so fascinating. The Liberty inscription on the coin is often a clue for collectors. On some examples, the word Liberty shows extra thickness, die doubling, or signs of wear that are unique to this variety. If you look closely with a magnifying glass, you may spot small differences in the font or relief that tell you whether your coin is a regular strike or something much rarer. Now, let's talk about the history behind the Denver Mint in 1988. That year, the Denver Mint produced over 5 billion Lincoln cents, but only a handful had this special die variety. That's like finding one rare coin in a sea of billions. Imagine holding a coin that only a few people in the world have. That's the thrill of coin collecting. That's the excitement of discovering a hidden treasure in your change. Even today, collectors and treasure hunters continue to search through coin rolls, hoping to find the 1988 D Top Liberty penny. On online marketplaces, eBay, heritage auctions, and PCGS-certified coin platforms, the 1988 D Error penny continues to make headlines. Every few months, another rare example surfaces, and collectors rush to bid high amounts. Prices fluctuate, but demand remains strong, making this coin one of the hottest modern pennies in the numismatic world. When you look at the obverse, the front of the coin, you'll see Abraham Lincoln's portrait facing right, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," above and "Liberty," to the left. The small d below the date 1988 tells you it was minted in Denver. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly in the center, with "United States of America" and 1 cent inscribed. But if your coin has that close AM and the delicate details of the 1989 reverse, you could be looking at a hidden fortune. So how can you identify if you have the rare 1988 D Top Liberty coin? Here's a quick guide. Take a magnifying glass and look at the back of the coin, at the word America. If the letters A and M are almost touching, that's your first clue. Next, look at the designer initials FG near the Lincoln Memorial. On the 1988 D close AM, the FG is spaced closer to the building, and the letter G is more upright. Compare this to a regular 1988 penny, you'll clearly see the difference. Those tiny features separate a common penny from a collector's dream. Collectors also value mint state condition, meaning coins that are shiny, untarnished, and show no signs of circulation. If you find a 1988 D close AM in MS65 or MS67 condition, it could easily fetch over $1,000 or more. Some coins graded by PCGS or NGC have sold for record-breaking prices in online auctions. That's why many collectors carefully store their coins in protective holders, away from fingerprints, moisture, and air. Over the decades, the 1988 D penny has become a symbol of how small details make a big difference in coin collecting. It reminds us that even the most common objects can hold hidden stories, value, and history. It's a coin that connects the past and present, the era of Lincoln's legacy and the modern passion for treasure hunting. For new collectors watching this, remember, never underestimate the power of observation. Always check your coins carefully, because you never know what might be sitting in your pocket right now. Maybe it's just a cent, or maybe it's a rare Top Liberty 1988 D penny worth thousands of dollars. And if you love coins, old currencies, silver, copper, or any collectible that carries history, this channel is made for you. Here on Coins, we explore the mysteries, the market trends, and the stories that make every coin unique. Whether it's an old wheat penny, a buffalo nickel, or a 1988 D Top Liberty treasure, there's always something fascinating waiting to be discovered. Before we end, let's look at the current market trend for this coin. As of 2025, collectors continue to value high-grade 1988 D close AM varieties between $700 to $2,500, depending on certification and eye appeal. Coins with confirmed die errors or strong doubling on Liberty can go even higher. Regular 1988 D pennies, of course, remain common, but the potential for rare finds keeps collectors searching day and night. So next time you check your change, pay close attention. That one coin you're about to spend might be the key to a hidden fortune. The 1988 D Lincoln cent proves that history, craftsmanship, and luck can combine in the smallest places, even in a penny. Thank you for watching Coins, your ultimate destination for coin knowledge, treasure stories, and market updates. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video so more collectors can learn about the incredible 1988 D Top Liberty coin. Stay tuned for more amazing discoveries, and remember, every coin has a story, and maybe your next one will be worth a lot more than 1 cent. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious and valuable modern pennies ever known, the 1991 Lincoln penny, also known among collectors as the Top Liberty coin. This small copper piece, often ignored by millions, might just be worth a fortune, yes, even up to hundreds of thousands of dollars if you find the right one. Let's start with a bit of history, because every coin carries a story. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait. Over the decades, it has gone through small but meaningful changes, from its composition, to mint marks, to design refinements. But the 1991 penny, while looking ordinary at first glance, hides a fascinating chapter that makes collectors chase after it even today. In 1991, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But within these billions, a few rare pieces came out with slight minting variations, tiny errors, and distinctive Liberty markings that changed their value forever. This is why collectors call it the Top Liberty coin, because of its sharp, bold, and sometimes misaligned Liberty inscription on the obverse side, just beside Lincoln's profile. Now, you might be wondering, what makes one 1991 penny worth a few cents, and another worth over $700,000? The answer lies in condition, rarity, and error details. For instance, a 1991 penny struck on the wrong planchet, or a coin that has a double die obverse, where the inscriptions or the date appear doubled, can fetch thousands of dollars instantly. Some rare proof versions from the San Francisco Mint with deep cameo finishes have even sold at auction for record-breaking amounts, reaching over $787,979.60 for pristine, uncirculated examples with certified grading from PCGS and NGC. Collectors around the world keep their eyes open for the 1991 Top Liberty coin because it represents a perfect mix of modern minting history, quality craftsmanship, and unexpected mint errors that make it unique. Even the tiniest difference, like a faint doubling in the Liberty or the "In God We Trust" lettering, or a slightly misplaced mint mark, can make your penny worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Let's talk about the metal composition, because that's another secret behind this coin's character. From 1909 until 1982, the Lincoln cent was made mostly of copper. But by 1991, due to rising metal prices, the coin had been changed to a copper-plated zinc composition, 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating. However, in rare cases, the mint accidentally used leftover copper planchets, resulting in solid copper 1991 pennies. If you ever find one, that's a jackpot find, because such coins can easily sell for thousands on the collector's market. Now picture this: you open an old jar of coins sitting in your drawer, you pour them out on the table, and there it is, a 1991 penny that looks a bit different. The color might be slightly off, the lettering a little bolder, the strike a bit sharper. That small difference could mean the difference between 1 cent and $100,000. Amazing, right? That's the excitement coin collectors live for, the thrill of discovery. Let's move to grading and value. A regular 1991 penny in circulated condition is worth about 1 cent, but if you find a high-grade uncirculated one, it could go for $1 to $5. However, those rare mint-era coins, double die, off-center strike, or transitional metal, can go from hundreds to even hundreds of thousands depending on rarity and condition. Auction houses have confirmed that certain proof coins and error versions have reached astonishing values, up to $787,979.60 for one of the finest examples ever certified. Imagine holding a small coin in your hand that's worth more than a luxury car or even a house. The story of the 1991 Lincoln penny is a reminder that treasures don't always sparkle with gold and diamonds. Sometimes they come in copper, worn from years of use, hiding their real worth from the world. That's what makes coin collecting so fascinating. It's not just about money, it's about history, craftsmanship, and the journey each coin has taken from the mint to your hand. The obverse of the coin, as always, carries the classic image of Abraham Lincoln designed by Brenner, with the words, "In God We Trust," arching above, "Liberty," to the left, and the date, 1991, to the right. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, a design that ran until 2008. If you look closely, on some rare era versions, the lines inside the memorial or the steps may appear faint or doubled. That's another hint of a potential treasure. Now, let's talk about how you can check your own 1991 pennies. First, grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Look closely at the word "Liberty." Do you see any doubling, bold edges, or shifted lettering? Then check the date and mint mark. If it's from San Francisco, marked S, and it's a proof coin with a mirror-like finish, that's already valuable. If it's a Denver D mint or a Philadelphia, no mint mark, check for off-center strikes or planchet errors. Even small variations can make your coin stand out in the collector's market. Collectors often say, "Don't underestimate the penny," and this coin proves exactly why. Every year, the U.S. Mint produces billions of coins, but only a handful become legends. The 1991 Top Liberty coin is one of those few, an ordinary piece turned into a historical gem. Whether it's because of a rare die variety, a minting mistake, or its perfect preservation, it has earned its place among America's most watched and hunted coins. If you're new to coin collecting, start with what you have. Search through your old coins, your piggy bank, or even your parents' collections. You might be holding a fortune without realizing it. And remember, condition is everything. Always handle your coins carefully by the edges, never clean them, and if you think you found something rare, get it graded by professionals like PCGS or NGC. That's how you unlock the true value. As we wrap up today's deep dive into the 1991 Lincoln penny, let's remember, it's more than just a small piece of metal. It's a part of history, a reflection of America's economy, and a potential treasure for those who look closely enough. So keep your eyes open, your magnifier ready, and your curiosity alive. Because one day, that 1 cent coin in your change could be worth $787,979.60 or even more. Thank you for watching Coins, your trusted channel for rare coin discoveries, numismatic secrets, and real stories of fortune hiding in plain sight. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more amazing coin facts, and share it with your friends who might have a hidden treasure lying around too. Every penny counts, and every collector begins with a single discovery. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and keep believing in the power of a single coin. Because here on Coins, we turn small cents into big stories. Today's episode, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about and mysterious coins in the world of modern U.S. currency, the top Liberty Lincoln penny, the 2000 cent that could be worth much more than you think. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 1-cent coin that most people overlook might actually be hiding a small fortune in your pocket or your old coin jar. So watch this video till the end because today we'll uncover the real history, hidden errors, collector demand, and current market value of this fascinating Lincoln penny that's taking the coin world by storm. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909, created to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it became the first regular U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait. Over the decades, this small copper coin became an American icon. The words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date mark became symbols of the nation's history and values. Each year brought subtle changes in design, composition, and mint mark, creating dozens of varieties, some of which have turned into treasures worth thousands of dollars today. Now, the 2000 Lincoln penny is part of the Memorial Reverse series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. On the front, we see Lincoln's profile, the word "Liberty," and the date, 2000. On the back, the famous Lincoln Memorial Building is detailed, but what really makes some 2000 pennies special are the rare minting errors and doubling variations that occurred at the U.S. Mint that year. Among these, the 2000 wide AM and close AM varieties are the most famous. These small design differences have become the reason why some of these pennies sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. If you look closely at a 2000 penny, pay special attention to the letters A and M and the word America on the reverse side. In the wide AM variety, there's a noticeable gap between the two letters, while in the close AM version, they almost touch. The wide AM type is considered the rare variety for the year 2000 because it was never intended for circulation. It was actually a design meant for proof coins only, but a small batch was accidentally struck and released into regular circulation. Collectors all over the world now hunt for these error coins, and if you find one in good condition, it could bring in hundreds of dollars depending on its grade and mint luster. But that's not all. There are also minor variations with doubling on the word "Liberty," the motto, "In God We Trust," and even on Lincoln's face. These double die coins are highly sought after because they show the technical flaws of minting that shouldn't exist, making each piece one of a kind. For example, a 2000 penny with strong doubling on "Liberty" or the date could sell from $100 to even $500 if it's in uncirculated condition. Some rare mint state coins graded MS 67 or above have been known to sell for over $1,000 at coin shows and auctions. Now let's talk about metal composition. The 2000 Lincoln penny is made primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating, about 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. Even though the intrinsic metal value is just a fraction of a cent, its numismatic value, the collector's value, can skyrocket based on condition, rarity, and demand. That's why experts and collectors always recommend checking every single penny carefully, because hidden in your change could be a valuable coin worth many times its face value. Let's move to the market trends. Over the past decade, the demand for error coins, especially Lincoln cents, has risen dramatically. Online auctions, coin fairs, and collectors groups have pushed prices higher every year. A 2000 wide AM penny in pristine condition once sold for over $5,000 at a professional grading auction. Even lightly circulated examples can fetch between $50 and $300 depending on appeal. The current market average for a high-grade 2000 wide AM penny is around $200 to $700, but in some cases, rare varieties with clear doubling or strong mint marks can go up to $1,500 or more. And that's not speculation, it's real auction data from recent years. The beauty of this story is that anyone can find one. You don't have to be a professional collector. You just need a magnifying glass, good lighting, and patience. Go through your piggy banks, old coin jars, or even rolls of pennies from the bank. You might just discover a small piece of US minting history right in your hands. Every year, new varieties are being discovered because sharp-eyed collectors notice slight differences that others miss. That's what keeps the hobby alive, the excitement of finding treasure in plain sight. Let's also remember that condition matters. A coin in poor shape, scratched, or corroded won't fetch much even if it's rare. But a shiny, well-preserved example with full mint luster can multiply its value instantly. So always handle coins by the edges, avoid cleaning them with chemicals, and if you suspect you have a valuable one, get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. That official grade can make a huge difference in market value. So to summarize, the top Liberty 2000 Lincoln penny is more than just a common cent. It's a fascinating blend of American history, minting precision, and hidden rarity. From the symbolic portrait of Abraham Lincoln to the tiny letters on the back, every detail tells a story of design, craftsmanship, and sometimes, human error that turns into collector's gold. A penny that was once worth 1 cent can now be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on which variety you hold in your hand. Some examples have been listed with estimated values as high as $787.9795, an incredible return for something most people spend without a second thought. Friends, this is why we at the Coins channel love sharing these stories. Every coin has a tale, and sometimes that tale is worth a lot of money. If you've got old pennies lying around, don't ignore them. Check every one of them. You might have a top Liberty penny, a 2000 wide AM, or a hidden double die just waiting to be discovered. And who knows, your next find could make you a part of numismatic history. Thanks for watching this detailed exploration of the top Liberty Lincoln penny. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends who love coins, and subscribe to Coins for more fascinating stories about rare finds, hidden treasures, and the amazing world of coin collecting. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update. In the next video, we'll explore another rare coin that might be hiding in your pocket change, so stay tuned, and keep checking your coins. Because one small cent can change everything. Today, we're diving deep into the world of the 2060 Lincoln penny, also known by collectors as one of the top Liberty coins, a small piece of copper-plated zinc that's turning heads in the numismatic world for its increasing value, rare varieties, and surprising history. Now, before we start, if you love learning about coins, collecting rare pennies, and discovering which of your coins could be worth thousands of dollars, make sure to subscribe to Coins, turn on notifications, and stay connected, because this is where you'll always find the truth behind the value of your coins. Let's start our journey with a bit of history. The Lincoln cent first appeared in 1909, designed by Victor David Brenner, to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It became the first regular issue coin in the United States to feature the image of a real person. Since then, the penny has undergone several design changes, but one thing has remained constant: the powerful image of Lincoln on the obverse, facing right, with the word Liberty stamped proudly to his left. Fast forward to 2006, this was a year when the U.S. Mint in Denver produced millions of Lincoln cents bearing the D Mint mark. At first glance, the 2006 D penny looks like an ordinary coin. It's small, coppery, lightweight, and familiar. But what if I told you that some of these coins, the ones you might overlook, are worth not just a few cents, but hundreds, thousands, or even more depending on their condition, rarity, and specific minting errors? Let's dig deeper. The 2060 Lincoln penny is part of the series that continued the memorial reverse design, which shows the Lincoln Memorial Building, a symbol of unity, freedom, and strength. But collectors aren't just after its design, they're after specific details, small variations that turn ordinary coins into valuable collectibles. One of the most talked about features of the 2060 penny is its Liberty error. In some specimens, the word Liberty is either weakly struck, doubled, or slightly misaligned, known in the hobby as a top Liberty error. These small imperfections can dramatically increase the coin's value because they make it stand out from the millions of regular strikes. Some 2060 pennies show doubling on the date or the word Liberty, creating what collectors call a DDR or DDO, double die reverse or double die obverse. Coins with these features can fetch high prices depending on how visible the doubling is and the condition of the coin. Now, let's talk about the current market value. A standard 2060 Lincoln penny in circulated condition is worth just 1 cent, that's its face value. But in uncirculated condition, graded MS65 or higher, it can bring anywhere from $5 to $25. However, the story doesn't stop there. Coins with rare errors, especially those with strong doubling on Liberty or the date, have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In fact, recent auctions have shown that certain 2060 Lincoln pennies with distinct die errors and near-perfect condition can reach staggering prices. Some listings reported valuations close to $787,979.40, depending on the rarity, grade, and collector demand. That's right, a penny worth less than a rupee to most people could, under the right conditions, be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to collectors who know what to look for. So, what makes these coins so special? It's the combination of history, condition, rarity, and collector enthusiasm. The 2060 Lincoln penny represents not just the end of an era before the 2009 redesigns, but also one of the most active minting years for modern cents. The Denver Mint struck billions of coins, but only a handful display the unique characteristics that separate the extraordinary from the ordinary. If you have a 2060 penny, here's what you should do. First, inspect the Liberty carefully under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look for any doubling, misalignment, or unusual thickness in the letters. Next, check the date, 2006, for any signs of doubling or die cracks. Then examine the mint mark D. Is it clear, or does it appear doubled or misplaced? Once you spot something unusual, the next step is to check the coin's condition. Coins that have never been circulated, those that still have their original mint luster and no scratches, can receive a much higher grade from grading services like PCGS or NGC. Higher grades mean higher value. Many collectors are actively hunting for this coin right now. Online marketplaces, auction sites, and coin shows are full of discussions about the 2060 penny, with some calling it the hidden gem of modern Lincoln cents. Its potential to rise in value makes it a must-have for both new and experienced coin collectors. The beauty of coin collecting is that you never know what you might find. A single coin from your pocket, an old jar, or a forgotten coin roll can turn out to be worth life-changing money. And that's exactly what makes coins like the 2060 Liberty penny so fascinating. They bridge the gap between history, art, and pure chance. So, next time you come across a 2060 Lincoln penny, don't ignore it. Take a close look. That little coin might just be your ticket to an incredible discovery. At Coins, we believe every coin tells a story. And the story of the 2060 Top Liberty penny is one of patience, attention to detail, and the thrill of the hunt. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned collector, this coin reminds us that value often hides in the smallest places, sometimes right in the palm of your hand. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with your fellow collectors. Tell us in the comments if you've ever found a rare penny or have a 2060 in your collection. Who knows, yours might be the next big discovery. Subscribe to Coins for more detailed videos about rare Lincoln cents, valuable nickels, dimes, quarters, and more. We're here to help you understand your collection and maybe, just maybe, find the treasure you didn't even know you had. Thanks for watching Coins, where every penny has a story, and every story could be worth a fortune.